This is one of the best instrument plugins I have ever used. It's called Labs by Spitfire Audio, and the best part is it is 100% for free. Everything you put with this piano, it's like if you want to do like a breakdown or like an intro, something soft, you want a lot of like feeling of like nostalgia and emotion, I'm telling you, the piano in Labs is amazing, and that's kind of what I wanted to highlight because that's the one I use a lot. Next on the list is a synth plugin called Vital. So Vital is one of the best synths on the market right now, regardless if you're looking at free or paid stuff. And there's a lot of people who would argue that it's better than Serum, so it's pretty much the gold standard for synth VSTs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and load up Vital, and I'm gonna take those same chords, because although I'm gonna save the piano for later, I'm gonna make a new pattern, and I'm going to play those same exact chords, but I'm gonna play them on Vital. We're already right there. That sounds fucking amazing. I think I gotta keep that one. That one's so fucking good. That's the thing. I mean, even though obviously one is like, it's a synth program and I wanna like play through synth sounds, I gotta keep that preset right there because it's fucking amazing. Love that. All right, so this is pretty much one of those synths that if you spend the time, learn the ins and outs of it, you can make any sound you want. I'm gonna mess around with this for a second because I'm really liking how it's already sounding, and I'm just gonna spice it up a little bit. Yo, some secret sauce inside Prism. One of our packs where we organize everything by color. We actually have probably some of our best percussion loops, and if you ever get a vibe like this, starting off with just a little like tonal percussion loop, something that just adds to the loop rather than like, not beefy drums, but more just adds to the vibe, I really like to look at. Need a little wet snap. Yes, so catch the vibes. Okay, we already got something started. I want to keep adding, bro. I think something will be sick is, actually from Titan, I actually think we had some of our best vocal loops. Like you ever hear like the beginning of a Drake song or maybe a big rap song, sometimes they have this like really ambient, sample, distorted sounding vocal chop. This pack Titan has a bunch of cool ones. Oh, that one might be it. So let's get it on tempo real quick. We're gonna go down to 1, 2 to A sharp minor. All right, next up, it's actually our brand new plugin called Deja Vu. And there's nothing better than sometimes when you take a sample and you just distort the hell out of it and make it sound way different. This whole plugin was designed to slow down the sample and give you different sampling options at different speeds and make it almost sound like you've been sucked into like a crazy trippy dream. I'm gonna start by putting on the vocal. That's a vibe. And I'm gonna put on a few more things just so you can hear the effects that Deja Vu has on different sounds. And it's not something people would normally do, but even something like on a percussion loop, it'll just give it like this whole new texture, you know, and it's not always necessarily even meant for the main part of your beat or your song. Sometimes it's for a break or an intro or something like that. So I'm putting it on the percussion loop, see what happens. Lastly, I'm actually going to take it off of those two sounds real quick, and I'm just gonna throw it on the entire master, because that's a cool thing you can do too, just to see like what it sounds like. It's almost a whole new song. So this is with Deja Vu on, and I'm about to turn it off to show you. Back on, right here. immediately. It just puts your track in a whole new world. So sometimes I like to use it on a specific element like the vocals. Other times I just throw that guy on the entire master and you get whole new outcomes pretty much. So, all right, next up we have a very special plugin called Origin. So Origin is a vintage lo-fi plugin that's designed to make any sound like it's coming from an old vintage tape. This is easily one of my favorite plugins. I use it all the time. And the reason this is different than a lot of other lo-fi plugins is that at the core, it's actually a resampler. Because a lot of other lo-fi plugins kind of just cut the high or low frequencies, but this actually just is resampling, which gives you a much more authentic sound. Anyways, I'm gonna put on the master here so you can hear how you can use this to change a lot of your sounds. Honestly, this plugin ends up getting used on like 90% of my tracks. So with Origin, there's 4 main knobs: tape saturation, noise, movement, and chorus, which essentially allows you to tailor the sound however you like. So you can kind of mess around and tinker to get it to your liking, or we spend a lot of time designing the presets, so feel free to just jump in and use the presets and you'll get something pretty good right away. One cool trick about Origin is you can actually throw it on drums to even get that old school gritty sampler type of sound. All right, so now let me put Origin on it. Yeah, it's really cool just to really switch up your drums. And on the topic of drums, we have one of our secret weapons, Diablo Light. This has been a Cymatics secret weapon for getting hard-hitting drums for quite a while now. All right, so this plugin is actually super easy to use. There's 2 main knobs to worry about, the punch and the clip. So all you have to do is just turn them up based on your liking and you'll get exactly what you want. Okay, so that's without Diablo, and let's play this with Diablo Light. Without it, with it. And the cool part is we actually have like a built-in soft clipper in it, so you don't have to worry about, like, you can really push your drums hard, but without getting to distort in like a bad way, okay? The soft clipper kind of holds it together, and then the punch, and then if you turn up the clip knob, you can get a lot of like aggressive textures out of it and just really add a lot of heat to a lot of different drum sounds. And if you want the full version, you have a lot more creative control when it comes to drum design, but the reason I go to Diablo Light, even the fact that I have both, is it's easy to use and it has a really good use case. If I need to add some heat to something right away, this is easily my go-to. Listen to it without it, how these hi-hats sound. And now I'm just gonna turn it on, and this is with. It's just a lot more excitement, it's driven a lot harder. If you're ever having trouble with your drums not sounding right, I would say Diablo Light is an easy go-to plugin for that. Should I put these drums on here real quick, see what they sound? Yeah, this is kind of a vibe.
Yeah, this is actually turning out pretty fire.
Like, I gotta get back to the video. I'm like, all right, I just wanna work on this track. Up next is Fresh Air by Slate Digital. So Fresh Air easily is one of the best mixing plugins out there, especially when it comes to vocals. The cool part is there's 2 knobs and it's very easy to use. And you know what's funny about this plugin? I don't use it a lot when I'm producing, but every time I go to a studio session for Cymatics vocals, every single engineer uses Fresh Air on every vocal we have. It really brightens it up, adds a little bit of that crispiness to it that's like pretty much like industry standard at this point.
I just wanna lay, I just wanna lay, oh.
Just grab all these.
It's all about me, forget about.
I'm just gonna play a quick before and after, and this is without.
It's all about me.
And this is with it.
It's all about me.
Honestly, this thing just really makes the vocals sound way more pronounced. You ever listen to like a vocal in a cappella and you can't really understand the words too well, right? Like you can tell the singer's good, you can't understand it. Well, this really helps bring out everything on that higher end, and it just gives it that like life that a lot of vocals really need, and that certain level of polish that makes it sound more professional. Like I said, this is not something I pull out all the time when I'm producing because I just simply am not working with vocalists like that in my house. But when we're in the studio doing vocalist sessions, this is like a go-to from every engineer that works for Cymatics uses this plugin. All right guys, that's it for this. If you want any of the plugins, check the links in the descriptions. You can go downloads, not to mention all the samples that I was using in this video you can go find on our website. We have a huge selection of free stuff as well as premium, so be sure to check that out. And if you like this video and you want to learn more about music production, you're really going to enjoy other stuff we have on our channel, so go check it out. It might be here, it might be recommended that way. Go check it out. Peace.